up on DC News Now at 4.
It's warm and dry for now, but we'll let you know when some rain will try to interrupt the party.
Plus, is this the final countdown for TikTok? A House vote to ban the app passing today. We'll tell you what happens next. Then you've got just over a month until the tax deadline. We're helping you stretch your dollar if you still need to file. And Metro is helping a young boy battling a debilitating illness celebrate his 10th birthday.
Happy birthday.
They're making it one he'll never forget.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us on this Wednesday for DC News Now at 4. I'm Annalisa Gale. Mark Hall will anchor our later shows. We'll get to those top stories in just a few minutes. But first, let's take a look outside on this beautiful day across the DMV. See folks out there walking outside, enjoying the warm up here. Let's turn over to meteorologist David Matza with our first look at our forecast during this rush hour. And this is also a live look at Roslyn here. Hey, Damon.
Annalisa, I think the takeaway I'm going to have from those videos, I saw people without jackets on. That is the key change right there. And yeah, folks, these temperatures, they are really on the warm side of things for the most part once again here today. Now, we had a little bit of chill as we began the morning as temperatures overnight last night tumbled into the 30s and 40s, and it took a little bit of time for us to bring back some warmth here during the daytime because there was a wave of clouds earlier on that kept our temperatures down just a touch, but everything has found its level here in the late afternoon. More sunshine broke out between some of the clouds this afternoon, and there you have it. We once again have temperatures ranging from the upper 60s in Winchester and Martinsburg to the mid 70s in Fredericksburg down toward Waldorf, pretty much across northern Virginia, southern Maryland. You'll find those warmest readings. And here's a good look again. We haven't been totally cloud free throughout the afternoon. As a matter of fact, we actually have a good layer of clouds over Loudoun, Montgomery, and parts of Fairfax counties at this hour, but plenty of sunshine elsewhere across the region here. And that's a trend we'll keep up with as we roll on through the evening. A good mix of clear sky and cloud cover over the next several hours. Those very warm temperatures in the 70s will fall back down to the 60s by 8 o'clock, but it's going to take some time for us to even fall back into the 50s. Closer to midnight is when that will happen. So we hold on to this mild air as we go into the overnight hours. How much more could we see these temperatures soar as we head toward the end of the week? And yes, when is there going to be some rainfall back in the mix of things? We'll have a full look at your forecast coming up here in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. Again, all eyes are on the cherry blossoms. Some sad news for fans of the iconic cherry blossom, this specific one. The National Park Service will be removing roughly 143 trees from 3 years worth of repairs to the Tidal Basin seawall. The iconic Stumpy is likely one of the casualties there of that project. It's a $113 million project to reduce the long-term impacts of the sea level rising along the iconic landmark. Well, right now, a mother and her child are recovering after a hit-and-run crash in Petworth. D.C. police say that crash left both of them in the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Now, people living in the Northwest D.C. community are calling for new safety measures. D.C. News Now's Randy Bass joining us live near Grant Circle where this all happened. And Randy, what are you learning this afternoon?
Yeah, Annalisa, neighbors here in Petworth tell us a mother and her child were walking here along Grant Circle and Illinois Avenue right around 6 o'clock last night during the busy evening rush hour when a car came through speeding, hitting them and taking off through the circle here. We're learning more from police tonight who tell us they talked to at least 3 witnesses here on the scene. They told officers the driver took off in a gray Chevrolet HHR with DC tags. EMS crews on scene took the 2 victims to the hospital. Neighbors here in Petworth tell us Grant Circle is busy most hours of the day, but especially around the evening rush hour when this all happened yesterday. There's a charter school, a church, a daycare, and regular foot traffic all right here on this block. Back in November, city leaders actually met with community members about road safety and improvements here. People we talked to say it's a shame more wasn't done sooner.
They definitely need to do something, whether they do some speed bumps
to slow people down, especially as they're approaching the crosswalk, so they don't have a choice but to slow down.
I think it's pretty tragic that a woman and her child had to be hit by a car for this conversation to reach the levels that it finally is. But it could have been much worse. There have been children all over the city that have been struck and killed. And that's what's going to happen if something isn't done about this.
Yeah, you just heard from Megan McCune. She's the president of local parent organization Petworth Peanuts here in this Northwest DC neighborhood. She says she and her strong network of families here in the neighborhood are already working to support that mother and her child during this tough time as they try to recover from their injuries. Still in the hospital, as we know at this point. Right now, though, no new details from police about that car or the driver. They're asking anybody with any information to get in touch with investigators. Live in Petworth, I'm Randy Bass, DC News Now.
All right, Randy, thank you. Well, in Prince George's County Police have released the names of the 2 people killed at a recording studio in Laurel, Maryland. They have been identified as 23-year-old Louis Rackett and 21-year-old Quincy Green. Both are from the district. A third person was also injured. Police have not released details about a suspect or suspects in this case. Meanwhile, in Arlington, officials are investigating after a number of fish suddenly died over a short period of time along 4 Mile Run. It happened between Mount Vernon Avenue and Route 1. An investigation found the county's water pollution control plant may have caused that error. According to officials, they say they released higher than usual levels of sodium hypochlorite into the waterway yesterday. They say there is no ongoing threat as a result of this. Well, happening today, Montgomery County leaders are working now to deter hate crimes against local nonprofits and places of worship. DC News Now's Kevon Dupree was in Rockville this morning where county leaders talked about how they're addressing this issue.
Montgomery County officials announced that they will be awarding $900,000 in grants to local nonprofits and faith-based organizations to help enhance security and prevent hate crimes.
No one should have to worry about what's going to happen to them, whether they're walking into a mosque, a synagogue, or a church, or whether they're walking down the street in a shawl or a yarmulke.
Trying to ensure hate has no home in Montgomery County.
These funds help to make sure that everybody, regardless of their faith or their ethnicity, can worship, can attend school, can be who they are, can practice what they believe.
Faith-based organizations say this grant funding will help immensely because they've noticed a rise in hateful acts committed against them in recent years.
During the pandemic, our Black Lives Matter flag was destroyed. In September of 2022, our Progress Pride flag was stolen.
Pastor Walter Sadler says he often worries for he and his members' safety when they leave church late at night, but this money will help take away some of that anxiety.
This grant right here will give cameras, one, that we can put all around the building, and then also hire a security person to be on campus during our high peak services, you know, Easter, community days, Palm Sunday, etc.
Montgomery County Police's most recent data shows that there were 29 hate or bias incidents across the county in January. Reporting in Rockville, I'm Kevon Dupree, DC News Now.
Kevon, thank you. And right now, the University of Maryland continues their investigation tied to Greek life on their campus. On March 1st, the university suspended all activities involving several chapters. And on March 8th, the university hired a third-party consultant to interview members of those organizations. Now, the school will provide an update on this. And on March 15th, students like Lucy Taylor and others hope the school will prioritize safety in their follow-up conversations.
I think it's really the responsibility of the schools and the responsibility of the national organizations to protect students and not put them in environments where there are these power dynamics and where abuses of power can happen.
If there is a serious problem, then the school does take the correct courses of action and corrects it. But if they determine that nothing really happened and it was just all false, then I hope that the school looks back at this.
The consulting firm's name was never publicly released, nor did the school publicly release details on why that investigation started. Well, a young boy battling a critical illness is celebrating his 10th birthday today. As DC News Now's Dave Laval tells us, Metro made sure it's one he and his family will never forget.
It's not uncommon for people to rent a party bus these days, but very few get one like this. This Metro bus stands ready to roll, but not on a typical run. The party favors are in place, as all that's missing is the guest of honor. Jacob Crandall and his family arrive at the Western Bus Division garage in Friendship Heights. They board the bus that displays his name, as it will take the family on a 30-minute ride around town. This is how Jacob wants to spend his 10th birthday.
Well, he loves trucks and buses.
Joe Kierlabor is Jacob's great uncle. This comes at a challenging time for the family.
Happy birthday.
Jacob is dealing with a critical illness and underwent a bone marrow transplant last week. Metro decided to grant its first ever Make-A-Wish request and do something special for the family.
We know Jacob and his family are going through an incredibly challenging time right now, but we hope we could bring them a little bit of joy today.
It's been a strain on everybody, but to see an event like this kind of puts a real positive spin on what he's going through, and the whole family feels relieved, to have all this spirit of cooperation to bring this event to Jacob and give him a really big, happy day. He hasn't had many of them lately.
Including an escort from Metro Police, as Jacob Crandall has his wish come true.
Metro says this all came together in about a week and has not ruled out doing something similar in the future. In Friendship Heights in Northwest, Dave Lavelle, DC News Now.